everyone. Welcome to Linda's here for day 8 of our 9 days of savings that is happening. And I'm so excited that you are here in the studio with me. Today, we're going to be taking a look at machine quilting templates. Now, I cannot 100% guarantee this, but in my mind, Linda was one of the first, if not the first, to create these incredible quilting templates that can be used on a long arm as well as on a domestic sewing machine. You just have to make sure that you have the proper foot to have that happen for you. Now, before we get started, if you're watching us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, thank you very much for doing so. If you'd like to take advantage of the live shopping experience on our live shopping page, you can hop over to our website, lindas.com, and click the tab Live Shopping and watch the video directly in our browser on our website and choose these templates as I'm showing them to you and easily add them into your cart. Now, as a part of our 9 days of savings, I've been dropping different deals every single day that are some pretty good deals. If you were with me last week, you saw quite a few of them, and a lot of you took advantage of them. Thank you so much for that. Today's deal is on the machine quilting templates, and they are 50% off today only. Okay, so today is December 22nd. Golly, Christmas is right around the corner and I haven't even started shopping. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. Okay, but they are 50% off today only. You can have these incredible, beautiful templates in your studio as well when you're purchasing them today. Now, I do have a special guest in studio today. She has decided to crawl out of retirement to come over to the video. I'm just kidding. She's laughing on the side as she's actually giving me the death grid eye right now. But everything's fine. We're fine. Okay. And if you are watching us on all our different platforms, make sure you're letting us know where you're watching us. I'd love to see where people are watching. And if you have any questions throughout today's stream, feel free to throw those questions into the chat and we'll get them answered for you. But without further ado, Mommy, come into the camera. And there she is. Hi, Mom.
Hi, everyone.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm excited to be here. And I wanted to kind of take a little bit onto that history lesson that you were just giving.
Okay.
So, like he said, if he remembered right, Linda was the first to create templates, and she technically was.
Mm-hmm.
So she actually developed the custom quilting technique for the long arm industry.
Okay.
Before then, it was just working from the back, following some pantographs, some really basic line pantographs, a little bit from the front, but mainly just stippling. And when she started quilting back in the 90s, she really wanted to do some custom quilting. So, and how that kind of started is she got this double wedding ring quilt. And she didn't want to take that quilt and just do overall. She wanted to give it some curvature. And so that's where she developed the arch guide. So we don't have the original arch guide here because it's been updated a few times. We have it. It's just not in the studio. So this was the newest version of the arch guide. But the older one used to have little edges right here because it was just the easiest way. She had a friend make it for her friend's husband anyway, make it for her. And she needed that perfect curve right here to fit inside the double wedding ring. She wasn't really concerned about the edges at that time, so he just made a really sharp, quick edge for her.
Right.
So we sold that for many years until it was redeveloped into this. And then from there, she decided, I can't really use the template without a base.
Right.
She learned that, right?
Right?
So she got it, and it was kind of wobbly, like it would be, right? You have to have an extended base. So she reached out to another friend.
Okay.
And then had that friend make a base that would fit on the gamble that she had.
Right.
And it wasn't anything fancy, but just enough to stay sturdy so she
Right.
could actually do that work. And then over time, she convinced Gamble to make them. And then the whole industry decided, we all need extended bases.
Everybody needs an extended throat base.
To do rulers. So she went from that to the, and I can't remember which one was next. It was either Circle Star, and Corey's going to talk about all these, the Circle Star or the 12x2 ruler. And back in the day, they were basic. They had no lines, no writing, no names, nothing. They were like, where can we get some plexiglass? They met up with some friends that made some stuff. And that's how it all started. It was really, really basic. Right. And then we found developers that could actually, that's what they did, right? Started putting grid lines on them, putting measurements on them, doing all that down the road. But yeah, Linda's, which is us, but Linda Taylor was the first one that did that. I just want to give a little bit of history lesson there.
Well, thank you for the history lesson. That's you see, some of this stuff was before my time.
Yes.
Or if it was during my time, I was dusting the machines or riding around on the go-kart or something. I really wasn't in the business.
Exactly.
So it's always nice to hear a little bit of the history behind it.
And as we go through these templates today and you show them, if you've been using templates for a long time, I'm curious if you know the most popular template Linda's ever made. to date. And we will tell you at the end which one that is.
Okay.
Do you
Works for
know?
me. I don't know.
Okay.
Actually, well, I think I know.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
probably
I
do.
think I know. I think I know. Hello, Rebecca, Teresa, Paris, and Paula. Thank you so much for watching.
Hi.
And we love that you're here and you're joining us. And I think let's just dive into going overhead. We're going to show just a wide range very quickly because we have quite a few of them.
Yeah.
But I really want to take you over to the machine because we're actually going to do some live demoing today.
Awesome.
I promised this last week.
Yeah.
So I just want to walk you through quickly how they look and some of the little bit of the nuances about templates that you might not know about if you don't think about it the right way. Okay. So we are going to go overhead, and I got to do this at the same time. Otherwise, it's going to show my computer, and we don't want to see that. There we go. That was good. Okay. So we have, like Mom said, a wide variety of templates. This one right here, this is called the Applique Helper. And we're going to use this one a little bit today. This has a kind of a scalloped edge on one side, an inset piece right here, and that's where the foot of your machine can clip into. Now, the biggest thing about these templates, and I mentioned this before we got started, was you have to make sure that you have a ruler foot to use templates. Okay,
basically a closed foot.
Which is a closed foot, and a ruler foot for every machine now is finally everyone's finally on the same page.
Exactly.
Is going to be a 1/2 inch diameter from this outside of the foot to the other outside of the foot, left to right. But it'll be basically a 1/4 inch then from the needle to the outside of the foot. Okay. Some of the original Gamels, for instance, that if you've never switched out your feet, they came with a 9/16 foot. So we do have some of the applique helpers still that have that 9/16 hole, but a lot of them have been switched over to that true 1/4 inch.
Yeah, and I want to actually make a point about that. And when we develop the applique helper, first off, I want them to see that the templates do come clear, but you can't see them on screen, right? So, well, they're made to be clear. They come with paper on the back for protection, so you can see them, and then you just peel the paper off when you get them. Believe it or not, that was a question we got a lot. Like, mine's not clear like yours is.
When I go out and teach and I give those little rulers out, sometimes they have the paper on them, and they're like, "Why would you give us paper?" I'm confused. And that's okay. This is where your hook and snip comes in handy if you've got one. You just get over here on the edge of this, and you can easily get that paper pulled off.
Yeah.
And you can just start to peel it, and you'll see that it starts to come off really easily.
Really a good tool to use that for.
The hook and snip's the best thing ever. The hook and snip's the best thing ever.
But just to give an idea, but to go back to what he was talking about, he has the 9/16 inch, the 1/2 inch. But the nice thing about the applique helper, and it's not on all of the rulers, but the applique helper is that you don't have to have that perfect 9/16 or 1/4 inch to use the applique helper because it's okay for it to give and move, and you can show that over there. The most important part is that you have that ruler foot, some type of ruler foot on there.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, I'll let you take it back. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Now, also with these templates, another question that we always get is how thick they are. They are 1/4 inch thick, which is the majority of what true machine quilting templates are. Whenever you're searching for templates, and if you're going to do ruler work on your machine, you want that true 1/4 inch or thicker template. And that's because whenever you're going against your foot, you don't want it to slide underneath the foot because then you're going to break your needle. This is going to be a perfect thickness to sit kind of right on the side of it as you work through your project.
Correct. You're going to break your needle. You're going to have to retime your machine. Your hopping foot's going to go out of whack.
There's a whole lot of things.
It's just the best case scenario to make sure you have the right type of templates, no matter what you buy.
Of course. So that is the applique helper. The next one is going to be the arch guide. So with the arch guide, like Mom said, this was one of the OGs. It's been revamped a little bit to have some curvature, but there are 1/4 inch lines. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can. 1/4 inch lines that are engraved into this. So it gives you that nice echoing effect once you pull off the paper. Then you can see those lines. And as you are making your arches, you just shift that template, line up the stitching lines that you've done with the lines that are engraved in the ruler, and then you get to easily move them on their way as they're going. But I love the arch guide to get those really nice, beautiful arches, that really nice curve around that section as it's going and as it's pulling through. Okay. Now remember, if you're just now joining us, all of these machine quilting templates are 50% off today only.
That's a really good price.
Today only. You can't beat it. So let's now take a look at the arch templates. So the arches, these were new. These were new
Yeah.
in Linda's game of different templates. So these are going to give you much deeper arches. You've got the 6, the 8, and the 10-inch arch on here.
Do we still sell it in the set too?
I don't know if the set's still available.
Gotcha. So we have the 6-inch and the 8-inch and the 10-inch, which gives you all the little lines, and then
yeah, there's multiple different lines. You've got the 1/4-inch lines, you've got 45-degree lines, you've got a nice 90-degree line here, and they're all on those different sections. And remember, they all do have the paper on the back. So when you peel the paper from the back, then when you're actually using it on the front, you can actually read the 6-inch, the 8-inch. Everything is backwards right now because of the cutting.
correct. And you're going to show some of these in the demo in a few minutes.
Definitely.
Awesome.
So those were the 6, 8, and 10s. We love these. Wonderful for different things. The next ones, let's look at these actually. These are kind of a little bit of a newer one as well.
And one thing to note is if you're not sure like what these would be used for, besides Corey showing you a few samples soon, on our YouTube channel, we have a video on every single one of these templates from Corey using them. And also Linda Taylor has a video on there as well that we have on our channel that shows how to use these templates in detail. Really good content on our YouTube.
Definitely. So the next one is going to be the oval quilting templates. Now these do come in a bundle right now as well, or you could pick them up individually if you just want specific sizes. So there's the 4x8, the 3x6, and the 2x4. So these are wonderful to get a little bit of a curve as well, or a full-on oval. Linda and I did a video when I was up at her studio, and we did it on how to kind of make this and then rotate it, make it, rotate it, make it, rotate it. And it created that kind of that cascade looking effect, and it looked like kind of like a
Genius bar is what we was.
Yeah, it looked like the Genius bar. Yeah, it looked like the Genius bar.
Yeah, that's a fun video.
Through here. Now, one thing I do want you to note, and majority of templates are this way, when you read the 4x8 or the 3x6 or the 2x4, that's the actual size of the template. That is not the quilted out size of the oval or of the thing that you're going to make. Because remember, you've got that 1/4-inch foot on the outside.
That's true, yeah.
So this would technically be like a 3.5 by 6.5, a 2.5 by 4.5, a 4.5 by 8.5, because you always have that 1/4-inch variance on the outside.
If you're using a 1/4-inch foot.
That's the foot you want to use, yeah. So you always have to keep that in mind when you're looking at templates. Majority of them are made that the size printed on the template is the actual size of the product, not the finished size that you're quilting. So
if you guys have any questions, make sure you throw them in the comments and we'll get those answered.
Yes.
All right.
So those are the ovals. We also have...
I can't wait to see you demo it in a few minutes.
Thanks, Mom. We also have the heart and oval. So this is a 4-inch heart and 6 3/4 inch oval. I don't know why I lost that. But you have your heart on the inside, which it has this little slit right here. And that's what kind of goes over and through your foot. So then you can have your hopping foot inside of this to create that heart. And then on the outside, you, of course, have your oval as well. The next ones are some of my favorites in the family. These are going to be all of the straight edge rulers, all the straight line ones. So there is a 12x4, a 12x2, and a 4x8. If you have been following my quilting journey here at Linda's, you always know I go straight for the 4x8. It's kind of my go-to. And I even have little grippy dots on it, which we're going to talk about that as well. But it's just a really nice hand placement when I'm holding these. It just really holds over that. I can kind of get everything that I need. But if you wanted to go up to a larger size, like a 12x4 or a skinnier one, like a 12x2, you can easily do that. There's so many different options in these. And it also has all of those straight line markings. So if you want to do any echoing, any stitch in the ditch, you can do that by following those lines really easily.
Yeah, the 12x2 was actually the one that she developed, like I said, next. And then she went to the 4x8, and then people wanted it larger, so then she did the 4x12. But that was, and then I loved how all the markings got added in. You know, it's probably been about 6 or 7 years now that we've had the markings on, and maybe a little longer. My time just kind of, it could be 10 years.
I think it's been a little longer than that.
But I mean, yeah, so those are great for straight line stitching. Especially a lot of that modern quilting, right?
Yeah.
All the modern quilting.
Yeah.
If you're doing modern quilting, you need a straight line stitch ruler.
For sure. Yeah. And now also when you're looking at these markings, do keep in mind that like when it says it's a 1/2 inch, when you have that 1/2 inch line on the line that you've stitched or on like a seam or something, you will get that 1/2 inch when you're quilting with that 1/4 inch foot. Sometimes when you're looking at the markings, you're like, well, that's not a 1/2 inch from the outside to that line. It will be when you're quilting on the side of it, because remember, you've got that extra 1/4 inch from your ruler foot.
That's true.
So the markings, they don't lie. It's just it's you're looking at it a little bit of a different way.
Correct.
When you're going through them. So those are the straight line ones. We've also got a plethora of different stars and circles in here. So we have an 8x10. So you've got a beautiful star here in the center. There's that little slit that it can go through very easily. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Randy. That it can fit through really easily. Nice 8x10. So you're getting a nice size star and then a really nice circle here as well as it's going through. And then you can go to the 9x6, a little bit of a smaller one as well. We've got the 4x7. It's not really by 7, it's just 4/7. I say by 7. Multiple different ones to choose from in here. And then you've also got the 3x6 right here. Paula says, I'm hooked on ruler work. Oh, we love to hear that. Aren't we all hooked on ruler work? Once you get the movement of it and the feel of it and how to hold the machine and how to hold the template, much easier to kind of get hooked on it.
It takes time,
super easy.
right?
It does take time.
It takes time to be able to do it. One thing about the stars, and then if you'll notice that it looks round, and a lot of comments we used to get back in the day was like, I want a pointed star.
Yeah, I don't want a starfish.
Why? Yeah, I don't want a starfish, so I don't want that template. What's important to know is the way Linda developed it was that the hopping foot could fit in there, so you would get a straight actual star. So that's why it's round, so that way you can get that point.
Correct. Yeah, when you drop into that section, it's just going to give you that perfect point.
Yep.
Anytime you're working with these, and you'll see me over there as well when we get to the machine to do them, give yourself a little bit of a pause. This is not a speed race when you're working with templates.
No.
That's what's going to give you those nice sharp points if you're really kind of working with it and not working against it and speeding through it, because then it's not going to give you what you want by any means.
Exactly.
It's like that. Last, but certainly not least, this is slept on. This last one slept on.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the people sleep on this one.
Well, I mean, it's not a 1/4 inch. So
it's not a true quilting template.
Yeah, but it's used for.
But I use it for everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually pulled mine out the other day to cut squares.
It's the best thing. Okay. Well, you could do that too.
Yeah.
So this is the 6x6 square. Okay. And it is not a 1/4 inch thick. This is going to be much smaller. This might be an 1/8. It might even be thinner than that.
It's an 1/8 of an inch.
Is it an 1/8 of an inch?
Yeah, that's how we have it made.
I don't trust you. Let me look. Okay, maybe I do trust you. It's an 1/8 of an inch. Okay.
I might have been there when they were developed.
You might have been there when they were developed, yes. So this 1/8 of an inch one is wonderful when you're wanting to find the center of your smaller blocks, okay? If you guys can see on camera, there is kind of like an X, kind of like a bullseye here in the center.
Like a basic 8.
Like a basic 8. This slides underneath your foot because how thin it's made. So you can slide that underneath the foot of your machine. Let's say this is the foot of the machine. Slide that under the foot of the machine. It'll barely fit, but it'll get there, okay? And you can then take your machine, do not quilt. Do not quilt. One more time. Do not quilt. Okay? But you can move your machine around, match up the outside lines with your block, and then you'll find the perfect center of your block, and then you can pull that template out, and that's how you know you've got the perfect center of your block.
Yeah.
It's wonderful for centering different things.
Awesome.
Absolutely fantastic.
And for cutting blocks.
It's multi-purpose on that. And then I like to use these on the templates. They're clear fabric grip dots. So there's 24 in a pack, and they just pull right off, and they can just stick onto your template or on your ruler. Right there's the best way to see them. Okay. And what that's going to do is just give you a little bit of an extra grip. So when it's holding down, it's not, I'm moving the whole table. I'm not moving the template at this point.
You are.
So it really holds on there nicely. Doesn't leave any residue on the fabric at all. And it just holds on there quite nice.
And I also use those grip dots on my cutting rulers.
So,
you know, like especially I have that really, really long one to cut the wide backs
at
home. And I have those on there, and it helps hold that in place as well.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's a great one.
I gotta have dark dots.
Randy says I have all of the star templates and I use them on for Quilt of Valor quilts, and the
Oh,
vets love
that
them.
makes sense. I mean, that's perfect. You do a star, and then you come out and do a big loop and another star and a loop, and you've got your own. You're creating your own pattern.
Linda and I did that video. Do you remember that
Yeah,
one?
I do.
You were there filming it.
I
You
was.
should remember those things. All right. So I just want to answer. We have one quick question. Stephanie says, "Hi Corey, non-shopping question video, but do you have live instructional videos for the Anova?" So I don't have like live videos for them. I do have an Anova like series for the autopilot on our YouTube channel. I quilt hand guided on our Anovas. So some of the different videos that I've done in the past for different freehand quilting ones, majority of them have been done on the Anova post 2021. So after 2021, they've all been done on the Anova. So but there's not actual, this is what this part does on the machine. But I will keep that in mind and add that to our next.
Yeah, you still have a lot of instructional stuff on there. So like if it just any of your videos that were freehand showing techniques after September 21 is going to be on the Anova, and you give them ideas. You have your full instructional series on there, but you even did something with cross hatching. You've given tips along the years. You've just done so many, you probably forgot.
I don't even remember what I've done, to be honest.
There's over like 700 videos on there.
It's just a number. It's just a number. We need over 1,000. Okay. All right. So I do want to take you over to the machine, and we're actually going to do a little bit of freehand quilting and some ruler work quilting, so you can see everything in action. So bear with me. I've got to switch some things around. So we are going to get that moving right now. It should all work in one piece, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. How's that, Mom?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
Okay. How's that, Mom? Is it echoing everywhere now? Everything's going off. Everyone can hear everybody. Okay. I think we're there. Everything's working now. Everything's good. Okay. Sorry, guys. Again, we're trying something new. And
live technology.
It's live. This is what happens. Okay. So I have these really cute printed blocks that I got on a shop hop forever ago. I don't remember when. And I just want to show you kind of the basis of some of the things that you can do with these. So the first thing I'm going to do is around these orange peels, I'm going to grab my applique helper. And what that does is, remember, I can take that applique helper and slide that into my foot. And then it just kind of sits down right on top of the foot, right around it. And it really helps with more or less the control of what I'm working on. So if I'm holding this, and I know it's a little harder to see with my hand in the way, but I can really kind of hold and move, even move the machine this way if I want to. But I've got one hand on this, having my thumb in one of these curves, and then one hand on my machine. And it's just giving me really good control as I'm working around. So think of this as maybe like a Sunbonnet Sue or some type of different applique that you've got on your machine or on your quilt. So I'm going to pull up my thread real quick.
These are like only $6. That's amazing.
I know. I told you.
I haven't been on this side of it until just now.
Yeah, they're 50% off. You can't beat
Holy
that.
moly.
I know. So slide that back on. As you can see, I took the template away when I was pulling out my bobbin thread doing my tie-offs just to make sure that nothing was really in the way. And I don't want to get anything caught around this because it makes more of a headache. I also have a ruler base on my machine that's going to give me nice, good surface tension and a nice hold when I'm working with my template. So I'm going to slide this on. I'm going to start my machine. And remember, this is just to help me guide it, but like I wouldn't be able to make these nice curves and stay as steady as I need to without my applique helper. So I'm just kind of using this and working around as I go.
Just an extra firm hand for you.
Just an extra hand, that's right. And if you're in a really tight spot, like a really small applique, then what you could do is really just work your machine with this. I would only recommend it for really small sections, okay? That's going to give you really good control, but if you're on really large sections, just one hand on each. We'll get that exactly where you need it, okay? It's going to give you a nice outline of what you're working on and what you're doing. Super easy, super simple around that section, okay? So I'm going to move to...
You can also use it as scallops too.
Yeah, we're going to do that in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to move to using the 6-inch arch for this one. So I'm going to come in about a... Can we see what I'm doing? Should I turn the black light on?
You can. Are you using neon thread?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. Well, now you can see the thread, yeah.
Ah, perfect. There we go. Okay. So I can come in, I'm going to come in about 1/4 inch. I'm going to use that little side of my applique helper. And I'm coming in about 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to take my 6-inch arch template. And I'm more or less trying to get this lined up on this edge here, because I want to do an arc that kind of hits the outside and then comes back into that point. So we're going to start this bad boy up. Okay, so it barely touched that outside and came back in. So I can line this one back up with this side. Get it exactly where I want it. Basically what I'm doing, let me turn the light back on so you can see it. Basically what I'm doing is I'm lining up the outside of that applique right on the edge of that template. And that's how I know I'm going to get right back to that exact same point. Keeping that approximate 1/4 inch distance while I'm doing that is the best way to work it. Now, I'm right-handed, and I use my left hand to hold the templates. Now, when it's on kind of the back side behind the machine is when it gets a little dicey for me. So I hold my templates a little bit different than everyone else does when I'm working this. I actually will grab both sides because that's where I got 2 grip dots to hold it in place. And then I work around that edge, okay? When it gets to the point where it's gonna hit my finger, I'll pause, and then I can reposition my hand to have a better hold. Right back to that point where I wanted it to. So a very tiny little bit of add-on, but it just gives it that slight arc. Look, let me come out a little bit so you can see it. There you go. That slight arc to fill in that section. And then I can come in and do a little bit of free motion if I want. If I want to use one of these straight line rulers, I can. Actually, let's use the oval. This was not what I was planning, but I'm going to do it.
Okay.
We're going to use the 2x4 oval. Okay. So if I want to create kind of like some deeper curves, I'm going to come in. Oh, see, that's why I need it. That's why I need a template. I'm going to come in another 1/4 inch. Let's do it. I don't know. Let's do it. Let's not do it. I want to use it, but I'm trying to use it a different way. So let me... Bear with me, folks. The live television, there's nothing like it.
Yep.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. More or less what I'm trying to do is create that really nice tight curvature. I could also do it this way to give myself a little bit of a different look, which I might end up doing. But because I started out here and I didn't come in that perfect line because I didn't use my ruler because I thought I was better, it kind of veered off course a little bit. So I'm just straightening that up real quick. But you can see that like I make mistakes too, guys. It's all good. It is all good. I just got to get everything lined back up again. Okay. Okay. I am going to... My needle sounds weird. Mom, do you hear that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it sounds a little weird. Well, you're going to get a needle lesson. We're going to change the needle out on the long arm while we're here because it just sounds a little iffy to me. So I'm just going to pop out my needle real quick and change that bad boy out. Live TV.
In the meantime, we've had people ask, is Corey on a long arm or domestic sew machine? He is quilting on a long arm right now. You can also do stuff on a domestic machine.
As long as you have that ruler foot.
As long as you have the ruler foot, of course. We had a question earlier about the applique helper, the hole, if it was more of like to fit right on the foot. And it's more like a guide. You put it on there, it doesn't have to fit totally tight on there. You kind of don't want it to because you want to be able to rotate and move when you want to.
Yeah,
the actual ruler.
You want a little bit of movement.
A little bit of movement in there. So perfect. I just can't. I still am looking at these prices and they're so good.
They are good prices.
I just remember back in the day when we used to have these made and stuff, and
they are good prices.
Yeah. I think if you're doing any type of freehand work on your machine, you definitely want to try templates and rulers.
Yeah.
You don't want to not do that. You just definitely want to give it a shot and try it.
It never hurts just to give it a shot. It's a little, so much better. I think my needle was just getting a little dull. I don't think I've changed it in a while. Be better than me, guys.
Be better.
Be better than me.
He's just showing you an example of what not to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds much better. Okay, so back on the 2x4 oval. This is going to be a really wide curve. Okay. And I'm just kind of stitching back and forth. And then once I get to a point, I can come maybe 1/4 of an inch down and then stitch back and forth. It looks like a football. That's what I'm creating. Didn't even know that's what I was doing. I'm going to keep having, I'm going to need a straight edge here because I'm not, so much better. Okay. This is the benefit of having multiple templates too, though. Okay. All right, well, I am creating a football. That's what I'm going to do now. So I'm just going, this is a random distance every time, something a little different. But you can see that I'm getting that really nice, even stitching. Perfect overstitching on each one. Okay. And then if I want to kind of rotate how this looks, I'm going to have my template on the other side. And then back and forth. It had that little bit of a slip because I don't have grip dots on it, so I'm sure you saw it move a little bit, just because I don't have those grip dots on this one yet. If I hold a little bit of extra pressure, it'll work okay without them. Another big, that's actually kind of cute. Go me. Another thing whenever you're working with rulers, because you have to hold down tension on that template, you want to make sure that you've got your side clamps really attached to that to keep everything nice and firm while you're doing this. Otherwise, the quilt's going to shift all over the place. Keeps it nice and steady for you while you're doing that. You know, I don't hate that. That's actually kind of cute.
Can you do that same theory with the 3x6? And the only reason I'm asking is because we're really low on that 2x4, and I see pretty much everybody's added it to the cart. So you definitely want to get over there and check out because very limited supply on that 2x4.
Yeah, the 3x6 oval.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you can do it on any of them. This is just, since it's a smaller section, I'm using the 2x4. But I'm gonna walk over to the studio real quick, and now I'm back.
That way, if
So
they don't get the chance to get it right now, they can grab a 3x6 on this great sale price. But the 2x4s will come back in stock next year.
correct. Yeah, you've got multiple different sizes. So I just use the 2x4 because this is a smaller section. But if you're working on larger sizes, you want to have all three of them. And I think we've got them in a bundle set too. You'd want to have all three of them so you can really work all the way across something like that.
Yeah.
Super easy and just a little faster. Now, something Mom mentioned was with the applique helper, there are those scallop edges along the side of them. So you can use one side as a nice straight edge, but you can also use those scallops to create a cute, like a little faux border on the outside. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to freehand off of this. Okay. And I'm going to take my applique helper and oh, not that way. Mom, you're not running the camera.
I'm sorry.
Got me doing so many things, guys.
I'm over here doing the computer.
You're doing the computer. Okay. And I'm going to turn on the light for this so you can see what I'm talking about. But I'm going to set my applique helper here on the edge, and those little grooves is where the foot is going to kind of hit in it and create that perfect point. So if I hold this and get right into that first point, just like that, then I can hold this nice and steady and just work around the outside of this, okay? And create a cute little scalloped edge around the outside of my project. So if I pause, I can shift my hand down, scallop down, and then I can rotate this and start going to the right. So I'm starting from the left and going to the right. So I've got this rotated.
You're going out of frame.
To here. Oh, going out of frame. I'm rotating.
While you're resetting that, we had some good questions on the thread. It's a neon thread. He's using an actual black light that's on the machine.
Hmm.
It's not technically glow-in-the-dark thread that he's using. It's a black light.
Yeah, no, this is not glow-in-the-dark thread. That'd be cool, but it's not. It's just really bright. I think it's called kryptonite or something from Glide. Yeah. Really, really bright yellow color. I would not probably necessarily quilt with this on this fabric. This is just so you can really see what I'm doing and what I'm working with.
Yep.
But I really wanted you to see, I love using the applique helper. And Linda and I did a series of videos that are on our YouTube channel on this. But you can create so many different designs just from this one little tool. So I'm just following around. And if I'm out of frame, I will fix it, I promise.
And that actually brings me to the question I asked earlier, which is, what is the most popular template that Linda made that we sell?
I'm going to assume the applique helper.
The applique helper. The applique helper over 20 years has been the most popular template.
Not one thing, it's another with me. Hello, folks. There I am. Going back to the back. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to pop the camera off here if I can do this steadily and not give you all the. Oh, I gave you the nausea. It's fine. But I just want you to see, like, you can create some really fun stuff with just that one template. Okay. I got a little bit of a shake. I know. I'm sorry. In that section. And that's like just some of the fun stuff that you can do with just that one. Okay. I want to move now to the straight line ruler.
Like take your Dramamine. Close your eyes. Look away.
I'm trying. Okay. It's a lot. All right. I'm going to roll up real quick. Oh, we could have used the straight line on this one too, though. Yeah, well, we're going to look at a different one.
All right, what straight line are we looking at?
My favorite one, the 4x8.
4x8. All-time favorite.
All-time favorite.
For straight line ruler, anyway.
Yeah, for straight line.
Specify that. I think you love all these rulers for sure.
I love them all. You can't not love them. They're just, they're wonderful and they do so many things. How's
No,
it
just
going?
gosh, and we were saying today, only 50% off of the rulers and templates, the Linda's rulers and templates.
Yes.
Clarify that.
Thank you for clarifying that.
And I think this is the best price we've ever had
Mm-hmm.
on these rulers.
Best price we may ever have on them,
Exactly.
because that's just a good Christmas deal.
Well, you're like,
Day
almost
8 of
double what this
savings.
costs. It's crazy.
I'm not doing that, Mom.
Almost.
Probably. I don't know. I just tell the team I want to do this, and they look at me crazy.
I
Oh well.
know. But these are awesome to have.
They're so good to have. So with these, I want to just create just straight lines right through the squares here of this section. So basically what I'm going to do is I'll start with this red one here. Normally I would start all the way on the edge and work my way through this, but I'm going to start in the center just to make it easier for everyone. And what I'm going to do here is I've got this in alignment with where it's starting. And I'm going to take, actually, Mom, I might need the 12x4.
I'll bring it to you.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Thank you. I'm going to take my 12x4 instead of my 4x8 and line it up. I'm going to try to find a good line through here to match.
Linda
Now,
would be proud that you're using that one. She loves the 12
12
by
by
4
4.
Yep.
So what I can do here, and I know it's really hard for you guys to see, but I've matched up one of the straight lines with the ruler with the top portions of these green squares. So I know it's going to stay straight all the way through. And if I hold this now and start here. Hello, Mom.
Well, I just want to make sure since we reset it, if you could hear.
I can just hold this now in place, and it's going to give me that proper cut through. Shift my hands if I feel like I'm getting off. Just shift my hands a little bit. And it's going to give me that proper cut through all of those lines, all the way through. Now you can't see that. I'm going to move up so you can see it. Okay. But it gave me that proper cut all the way through those squares. So it gave me that nice straight line through that. And I didn't have to like worry about, is it going to hit exactly where it needs to? I'm taking my ruler, I'm doing a little bit of math in my head. And what I mean by that is I'm just lining things up. And if I get that alignment, like now, let me get to the starting point of that green right there. And I get this aligned, and now I'm going to make sure that this line is hitting there, 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 and there. Hold this in place. Pause. My hand's getting off a little bit. And that's going to give me that nice, beautiful straight line quilting through those sections. And that was with the 12x4. I switched to the 12x4 because I wanted to have a nice, clean cut all the way through. And I wanted to line up those lines in my ruler all the way down this to make sure it was going to stay 100% steady through that section as I was using it and as I was going around it. Now, if you wanted to do some like stitch in the ditch work around your squares, let's say this is some patchwork, you can easily just grab your ruler. And if you wanted to create more or less kind of like a checkered board effect on what's already there, use that ruler, play around with it. I've got grip dots on this one again, but if you're doing a lot of back and forth movement, I take my ruler and flip it. Now the grip dots are facing up, and this is going to give me full control just to swing the ruler whatever direction I want to. One thing you'll note too on my machine, I've got this doing in this needle down position. Okay. That way I can easily rotate and not get off track with where I'm at. So if I wanted to head back up, I could do the same thing. Always making sure that needle is stopping in the down position. If you don't have an auto needle down function, just use your needle down button on your machine. Add that in, but this is going to create some really cute, easy, basically stitch in the ditch work around those white squares. And then if I wanted to come in with my machine, maybe put some little ribbon candy in there freehand. just like that. Something really easy to fill in and play with, but you've also used your ruler to outline all of those squares ever so nicely.
It was great.
I'm going to show one more because I know we're short on time. I'm going to do the star.
Perfect.
We do the 3x6 star, okay?
Yeah, and something you were showing earlier, but not really talking about, was how it's okay to stop, pause, move your hand up to reposition.
Oh, yes.
Because I mean, it's going to slip. No matter if you try to keep your hand in the same position that whole time, especially on a 12-inch, straight line, it's going to move.
Yeah, you have to be able to move.
Stop and move. Stop, adjust.
Lean with it, rock with it. Okay.
Lean with it, rock.
All right. So we're gonna come over here because I don't like to pull up my. Well, now I'm gonna have to pull up my thread, but that's okay. We're gonna move over here, guys.
Which one are we showing? The 3x6?
I'm gonna do the 3x6 star.
Okay.
I lied. I might do one more, but right now I'm gonna do the 3x6 star. I might do one other design.
History note: the 4x7 was the most popular one back in the day.
The star?
The 4x7. Yep.
Was it really?
Yep.
Oh, darn. Okay.
But all the sizes are great to have because you might need a 3-inch star or a 4-inch star or a 6-inch star.
So I'm gonna put the star in the center of this block. It's not gonna look like it's supposed to be there, and I'm okay with that. I like crossing the piecing lines when I quilt. I just do things a little bit differently, and that's okay. So this is basically where I'm gonna have my star setting when I'm working through this. So what I'm gonna do is bring my machine over. I'm gonna slide the template into it. Move this up. Okay. Now remember, I said I want to be able to pull up my thread without having to be in my template. But what I'm going to do first is just map out where this is going to sit. Okay. So I'm just holding this in place, moving my machine around to map out where this star is basically going to sit. And if there's any adjustments that I want to make to it, then that would be the time to do it. But it just gives you kind of more or less a visual of what you're doing. So right here, this is where I want to pull up my thread.
Also gives you good motion, right? Like good practice.
Yeah, muscle memory.
Muscle memory. There we go.
Do a quick tie off on that. And then I'm going to put my template back on. So it just slides right over. And now my foot's inside of the template. Give myself a good hand on this. I'm using my left hand on one side here. And then all I'm going to do is just follow along the inside of the template. To that point. I'm going to pause because my hand feels like it's losing grip, and then I'm going to shift over and put more of my hand now down on the template. Okay. I'm going to pause because I got to come back, move my hand over. Right back to where we started. Okay. So I'm just going to pick up my thread. I want you to see it, but I don't want to ruin my little cute masterpiece.
So we had a good question. Are these only for the long arm machine?
They are not only for the long arm machine. I am just demoing them on a long arm. You can use these on your domestic sewing machine as long as you have a ruler foot for your machine, okay? You wouldn't use that standard hopping foot that you have for your sewing machine for free motion. They actually make ruler feet for majority of sewing machines that you can use with your templates as well. So these are great to use on a domestic machine as well. Should I show that on the domestic machine?
I think we have a lot of people that use domestic machines, so we're gonna give them a second
pause because that was not in my lineup. But see, this is, you guys, I do the things for you guys. I don't do this for me. I do this so you can see all sorts of different things. So if I have to pause real quick and go through,
this is the time to get up, go take a bathroom break really quick. Corey's gonna set this up on a domestic machine, so that way you can see how some of these templates can actually be used on a domestic machine too.
Correct.
So stay tuned. Give us just about 3 to 5 minutes for him to get it all set up.
Yeah, well, not even that. I probably don't even need that. I can still talk to them. I can still answer questions if there's any.
I think I've answered them.
Okay. If there's any that arise.
Grip dots are really important, especially for the long arm. The larger star, yes. For the larger star, for sure. That 8x10 star, circle star, would definitely be nice to have those grip dots on.
It would. It just makes it so much nicer and easier. And I'm just looking for my foot. As you can hear it, let me tussle through things over here.
And while you're doing that, I'll just go over under the camera and just show the rulers again really quick.
Yeah, if you want to turn on the light.
Yeah.
It'd be easier then for them to see.
All righty. The ones that he's used quilting, we'll show those. Okay. So this is the one that he just used. It's a 3x6 star circle. That means you have the star here, and then you can use the outer circle. You can use it as a full circle, or you can use like a partial arch for it. That's what's nice about some of these multi templates is that you can do multiple things with them. Same again with this oval heart. You get the heart out of it. You get the oval out of it. You get an arch out of it, or a tighter arch. The top of the oval reminds me of the St. Louis Arch. Corey, remember when you went up on that? That's kind of what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it does kind of look like that.
And then we have the arch, which is the 6-inch arch, has all the different lines in there to show you what he's been showing. And I'm just re-showing you these all again while he's setting up the sewing machine. And then the grip dots on the bottom. Here's the 2x4 oval that he used. And then the 4x12 ruler. You see how long it is? Actually 12 inches. Ooh. Then one of his favorite ones is the 4x8. With all the grip dots on it. And you can see all the line work on all of these that help you. Then, like we talked about earlier, the Arch Guide, which is actually the most popular template that Linda's Electro Quilters has ever sold. Because it will go, and you can use it with all machine types. So this part of it really didn't make a difference. You can just lock it on. The idea is to be able just to kind of move it around. So you could use it for different machine types. He's still setting it up, so I'm going to show a couple more.
Sorry, I'm creating a quilt sandwich real quick.
And then again, we have paper. We keep paper on the back of ours, so you would take that off before you use it. But then we have the 3x6, which is a really nice size. Again, you can still get that curvature out of it. That curvature. The 4x8, same thing. It's really nice to have all the different sizes that you can afford to put in your arsenal. And right now with this amazing special at 50% off, you just grab the ones that you've always wanted to try.
Exactly.
I mean, it's definitely worth it just to try.
Oh man, what would I do without you, Mom? You're able to fill up the time while I'm
trying.
Throwing something in real quick.
I'd probably rather see you demo it.
No, it's helpful. I appreciate it.
And then, okay, I had to walk over to the studio and get the rest. So this was the Arch Guide. And this is the newest one. And the Arch Guide was actually developed in 1996. And it came with a curve on it. It was the first template that Linda developed because she was trying to do a double wedding ring quilt, if you missed the history lesson at the beginning. And then after she developed these. And these came in later 2000 with the different arches and the sizes because people were asking for different lengths of them. So all the lines are in there for that. That's the 8-inch. That was the 6-inch. And that's the 10-inch. Again, with all the 45 on there for you. All the perfect lines that you need. She really did think about what people would be looking for when she developed these. As she was teaching and going. The first thing, like I said, Arch Guy was really because she needed a template for that double wedding ring quilt because she really wanted to start developing custom quilting. How are we doing over there?
I think I'm ready.
You think you're ready?
I think so.
All righty. So should we bring the camera over there?
Yeah, let me put on a brighter thread so they can see it too. I said I thought I was ready. I lied. I lied. Let me put on what color thread do we want to use?
Just anything. I'll show the different circle star templates.
Okay.
All righty. He's almost there. Thanks for your patience. We just wanted to be able to show you this on a domestic machine as well. So we have the 3x6 again, 3-inch star, 6-inch circle can be used as a full circle or the arch. 4x7, which ended up being actually the most popular one sold in the star circle. After this was the second most popular 3x6. But then we came out with the 6x9, or I should say Linda came out with the 6x9. So you could do the star and circle, large circle, and then the 8x10. So the really, really large star and large circle. So really nice sizes to have.
Okay, Mom.
You good?
I think I got it.
Okay.
I think I got it.
Think you got it? Okay, everybody close your eyes while I move the camera. Get to see.
You can come down lower if you need to.
I just didn't want to make anybody too dizzy. It's
Doesn't
right
get-
on it.
Is it? Okay.
But I mean, just to get the idea, I think we're okay.
Okay.
If you guys need to just move it closer, we can move it closer down farther. I just don't want to shake it too
Bring
much.
it a little bit more. Yeah, bring it a little bit down. Okay. All right.
I'm
Shake them out, why don't you? Golly.
adapting on the go.
Hello, everyone, for watching us. Thank you so much for being here. I have just hopped over onto my domestic machine because I got a couple of questions. They wanted to see it on it, and that wasn't in the script, but I do it for you guys. Okay. All right. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I do have a ruler foot on my machine. So I'm gonna drop this down. Now my ruler foot on my Juki, it's adjustable. So I just kind of adjust it to how low I want it to go when I'm stitching. So whenever I try out a new template, I start a little bit off on the side here, and I'll just grab a template. Let me pull up my thread real quick. Here's another use. I get a lot of questions. Well, what do I need the hook and snip for? Get right underneath that foot to pull up your bobbin thread. Okay. And I'm just going to, I test out the thickness because each template's a little different. So I just kind of see, do I want it lower or higher? I think that's the perfect spot where it needs to be. So I have an adjustable one. Some of them is just, it's one standard ruler foot. Just depends on which machine you have. But you definitely want a ruler foot when using rulers on your machine. Now I've got feed dogs down on this one. Okay, they're not up. I'm going to pull up my thread real quick. And then, Mom, if you want to go check the TV, there might be other questions there too. Thank
Randy
you.
wanted to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. She needs to leave.
Oh, bye, Randy. Merry Christmas.
Thanks for being so awesome and always watching us.
All right, I've got my stitch length on a 2.4 on this. Got my hand on my ruler. Not that you really need a stitch length when you're doing free motion, but just in case you had a question about it. But you can still do it easily on your domestic machine. The thing about when you're on your sewing machine is more or less you're moving everything, so you're in control. So what I like to do is just hold pressure up against this, and then I use that as my steering to work around what I'm doing. Now, if I want to do some type of arch, I can do that as well. So let's line this up. I'm going to go up a little bit here. Let's go to there. That'll work. And then I just use that to steer. Okay, so then I move up. I'm going to line up the edge of my stitching with the edge of the ruler now. Okay, and then I can just go back. This is not the machine I normally do free motion with when I do it, so bear with me.
We had a question, can I watch this later? And yes, this will store.
It'll be on our YouTube.
It'll be on our YouTube and you can watch it later.
Yep. So you can easily move this through as long as you have a ruler foot on your machine. That's the biggest thing. But like I said, this is your steering column. Right through there as it's going. So you can kind of really crisscross this, get your movement, get your feel through those portions as you're working. But you can use all sorts of different ones. We just use the applique helper to do a scallop around the edges. I'm going to cut right through this piecing just because these are sample blocks, but you can do the same thing with this. Just like that, and create beautiful curves and arcs on your machine, either domestic or long arm, just always remembering that you have the proper ruler foot whenever you are doing it. Okay, so we are going to head back. That was my demo. It kind of went a little bit longer than I had anticipated, but I really wanted to make sure that you had everything that you needed, had all of your questions answered. So bear with us just a moment. We've got to switch mics, so it might get a pinch loud for a hot second, but we will be right back. We should be good. I think we're there. Yes.
And there was a few questions if you wanted to answer those on there. It was covered. I couldn't see them.
Oh, where are they at?
I got that just past Brooks.
Oh, hi, Geneva. Do you have a horseshoe? Oh, a horseshoe template.
Yeah,
Sorry, that took me a minute. I don't really have a horseshoe, but the oval of like the four.
I was thinking that too.
If let's go a little closer so you can see it. The oval side here of the 4-inch, you could use that kind of angle to create a horseshoe. Some of those ovals, you can create a little bit of a deeper one as well as you're going through that section.
Maybe that 8x10 oval, would that do it? Or
you could do that as well. Yeah. I think this has a deeper look though. But there are multiple different ways. It's the thing about templates, and I think you and I have found this out as we've been through our journey of templating with people, is one template can do so many different things if you look at it a different way.
Yeah.
And if when we sell it just as a heart with an oval,
and most people think,
and that's what they're like, oh, that's all I can do with it. No. There are so many things that you can do. You've got curved cross hatching, you've got hearts, you've got different cornerstones that you can create just with one.
And that's one of the things that I loved about when Linda created these rulers or templates, is she wanted to make sure that there was multi-use out of them, which is why she did the star circle, the heart oval, the applique helper. Almost everything she's created has more than one use.
Right.
And that was done on purpose.
Right.
So you could do multiple things with that template.
Right.
And again, with this amazing 50% off right now, you have to grab some. If you've ever wanted to try template workout, grab some templates and rulers and give them a shot. Make sure you're using that 1/4-inch ruler foot, right?
Yeah, you definitely want to have the proper 1/4-inch foot.
If you're on a long arm, that you have a ruler base.
Yes, you most definitely want a ruler base. Most definitely. And if you're on your domestic machine as well, if you've watched any of my quiz videos,
yes.
When I'm doing the quilting on the domestic sewing machine with the feed dogs up, for this, I'm not using my feed dogs, they're down. But that sew slip mat.
Yes.
That sew slip mat is everything whenever you're doing any type of free motion quilting. I'd pick up one of those. I'd get the sew slip 2. That way you can use it for multiple different things. Yep. But that gives you no surface tension on the bed of your sewing machine. So you can easily just fly that all around.
I was actually thinking about that mat when I was making those mug rugs.
The mug rugs, yes.
And watched your video because I wanted some really quick Christmas gifts. You guys, I don't sew much, and since I had surgery, I really haven't sewed a whole lot. But I'm 6 weeks post-op, and so over the weekend, I'm like, I want to try to do a really small project. I want to get back on that sewing machine. And so your mug rugs, I keep saying mud rugs.
Mug rugs, the thing for the
thing,
the foot,
like the coasters, right?
Yeah, coaster, yeah.
They were so easy to make. They didn't hurt my arms or shoulders or anything.
They're fun to do.
And you can use scrap fabric, right? And anyway, they were just turned out so cute. I made a set of 4, put a little bow on them, and Ryan was able to give away them as gifts.
Oh, yay.
So
I'm out. Yay. That makes me happy.
It was a great job.
Paula said, can you ship all my orders in one package? I have a couple of orders placed. It depends. The warehouse is they're got a lot going on right now. Yeah. So that we're not able to catch every single one. Sometimes we'll be able to combine them, but they run through multiple different sides of our warehouse. So we're not able to catch everything. But Paula, I would definitely keep an eye out for it, but I can't promise that it'll all be done in one package. They normally just come in as they're ordered, then they get shipped in those orders.
Exactly. We'll send a note down there, but it doesn't make it possible.
It's not always not what it used to be. We just have a much larger warehouse now, multiple different teams working at one time. Yeah. So it's hard to get it all done.
Yeah. And if you got a lot of downtime this holiday and you want to relax, jump over to our YouTube channel and you can catch up on all things Linda's, everything we've done on YouTube since 2012. We have so much content on there for you to kind of go through. Lots and lots and lots of freehand content. And free motion content, how to make projects, quick gifts, just so much over there that you can see. Corey's done an amazing job with those videos.
You were there too. It wasn't just me.
I was a talker. You were the worker.
Well, that's validation.
I did a few things.
Everyone, you heard it here live at Linda's. She finally said it. Go team.
There's
Well,
a few of mine there, but most of them are Corey.
well, everyone, I want to thank you so much for joining us over the course of these streaming shops that I've done, these live shopping sessions. A lot of them have been completely random, so thank you for joining in the middle of your day. I was just like, oh, I want to show this off. Well, I might as well do it on camera so I don't have to film it later. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking advantage of our 9 days of savings. Today is day 8. We have one more day of savings tomorrow. Another deal will drop first thing tomorrow morning. So make sure you're subscribed to our newsletters or you're visiting our website every single day so you can see what deal will drop, because I think it's a good one tomorrow too. They've all been good. What is tomorrow's deal? I'm not going to tell you.
They are really good. And one thing about going over and visiting the website, I noticed, because I do it too, is you actually get Corey's Cash for visiting the website every day. So you go on there and you add stuff to your cart.
Tomorrow's is good.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Let me
good.
see. I can't even see.
Oh, you can't read that far. I'll bring the laptop to you.
Let's see if it's really that good. Oh, that's a really good price.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, you definitely.
Tomorrow's deal is good.
We can't give him a hint.
I could. Yeah, because I don't want you to have to buy it today. And then if you get it tomorrow.
That's a really good price.
It's a good deal. Okay, tomorrow is all about Fantastico and Magnifico thread. I can't tell you what it is.
We won't tell you the discount, but it's amazing.
But it's good.
Yes.
It's good.
So if you've ever wanted to try that thread out, jump on.
Tomorrow would be the day to show up on the website and do it, because it's good. We're going to go out with a bang. But thank you all so much again for joining us. And Mom and I would love to wish you a very Merry Christmas, a happy holidays, and a very happy New Year.
Yes.
We are so thankful for all of you, everything that you do for our family and for our business. We wouldn't be here without any of you. And we very, very much appreciate everyone that has come in contact with Linda's. It's just wonderful to hear your stories, wonderful for you to be a part of our lives. We love getting you chatting in the chat. That's what it's for. Getting you talking with each other, asking questions. That's what we're here to do, is to make sure you are confident with your quilting, with all of the different supplies that we offer here for you, to kind of have that one-stop shop here at Linda's.
Very true. You get it.
Very, very true. Right. We said it. I said it right. I've been practicing.
You've been practicing 2 years of that.
I do also want to remind everyone that starting Christmas Eve, so the 24th, our warehouse and retail operations will be closed until January 2nd. We will reopen on the 2nd. So if you place an order during that time, it will not ship until the 2nd or the 3rd.
We got to give them some time off.
We want to give our team some much needed time off. Yeah. Did you know some of them do want to come in while we're closed though, and keep, because they want to keep the customers getting their stuff?
That's so nice.
I was like, oh my gosh. And they said, yeah, the customers need to keep getting their stuff. We're going to come in. I said, well, not on Christmas Day. You're not coming in.
Well, hopefully maybe just a couple days.
I think a couple of hours. They need some time off. I just think a couple hours, but they want to keep things moving for the people. They want to get the people their stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're wonderful. They're wonderful down there.
Yep. But just note that you can keep shopping online. There'll just be a little delay in shipment, but it's all good. Your order has been received and it will be shipped as soon as they get back.
100%. Yeah, everything will get shipped as soon as it gets back. Our customer service and our retail team will be out as well. So if you plan on coming to the store, it'll be a closed door. You can take a picture outside if you want.
As of the 24th.
But as of the 24th, our store will be closing until the 2nd. So keep that in mind. But thank you all so much for joining us and being a part of the live shopping experience here at Linda's. We hope you had a great time here today. Yes. And we will see you all next time. Bye.